There's a color combination trick professional stylists use that has absolutely nothing to do with buying new clothes, nothing to do with expensive trends, and everything to do with simple color placement you can start using with pieces already hanging in your closet right now. Most women in their 50s default to the same one or two color pairings out of pure habit: black and white, navy and gray, safe, familiar, and honestly a little bit aging without them even realizing it. Today I'm walking you through 7 specific color combinations that instantly read as younger, fresher, and more current. And by the end of this video, you're going to look at your own closet with completely new eyes. Stick around until combination number 5 especially, because it's the one pairing most women assume won't work on them, when it's actually one of the most universally flattering options that exists. Hey there, and welcome back to Ageless Style Secrets, the channel dedicated to helping women over 60, and honestly women in their 50s too, look polished, current, and completely confident, without needing an expensive wardrobe or a personal stylist on call. If you're new here, welcome. I'm genuinely glad you found this video, because color is one of the fastest, most affordable ways to visually refresh an entire wardrobe, and today we're covering exactly how to do that right. And if you're already part of this community, welcome back, get comfortable, because this list is going to completely change how you get dressed every single morning. Before we dive in, if this is your first time here, please subscribe before we continue. This channel is built specifically for practical, honest style advice for women exactly like you, and you won't want to miss what we cover next. If you're already finding this valuable, go ahead and tap that like button, and drop a comment letting me know your go-to color combination right now, the one you default to most often. I want to see how many of you are working with the exact same safe pairing before we get into these 7 fresh alternatives. Alright, let's get into combination number 1, because it's simpler than you'd ever expect. Why color combination matters more than color alone. Before we jump into the 7 specific pairings, let's talk about why this topic deserves its own dedicated conversation, rather than simply being folded into general color advice. Most style content focuses on which individual colors flatter your skin tone, but very little attention gets paid to how colors interact with each other once they're actually put together in a single outfit. This distinction matters enormously, because the exact same navy blouse can look either youthful and fresh, or heavy and dated, entirely depending on what color it's paired with underneath, alongside, or against. Color combination affects visual energy, contrast, and where the eye naturally travels across an outfit. Low contrast pairings, two similar tone neutrals worn together, for example, tend to read as safe and quiet, sometimes to the point of blending into the background entirely. Higher contrast pairings or unexpected color relationships tend to read as more energetic, current, and intentional, which is often exactly the visual quality that reads as youthful, regardless of the specific era or trend involved. With that foundation in place, let's get into the 7 combinations themselves. Combination 1. Cream and Camel, the warm neutral upgrade. Let's start with a combination that upgrades one of the most common wardrobe habits that exists: pairing black with gray or black with navy. Instead, try cream paired with camel, 2 warm, soft neutrals that sit close together on the color wheel, but create a gentle, sophisticated tonal contrast, rather than the harsher, cooler contrast that black-based combinations often create. Here's why this works so well specifically for lightening and freshening an overall look. Cream and camel both reflect warm light back toward the face, creating a soft, flattering glow rather than the somewhat stark, aging effect that black, particularly black worn near the face, can sometimes create as skin naturally becomes a bit more delicate with age. This combination also photographs beautifully in natural daylight, since the warm tones complement most skin undertones far more universally than cooler black and gray combinations tend to. A simple way to incorporate this immediately: if you already own a black trouser and a gray sweater as a go-to combination, try swapping in a camel trouser with a cream sweater instead, using the exact same silhouette and fit you're already comfortable with, simply shifting the color temperature of the pairing itself. Combination 2. Soft blue and white, the crisp classic refresh. Next, a combination that feels both timeless and genuinely current: a soft, dusty blue paired with crisp white. This particular pairing carries an inherently fresh, clean energy, reminiscent of a clear sky against white clouds, and it works beautifully across nearly every season: lightweight cotton in summer, a slightly heavier knit in cooler months. The key detail that makes this specific combination feel current rather than dated is choosing a softer, slightly muted blue, rather than a very bright, saturated primary blue. A dusty or powder blue paired with white feels sophisticated and gentle, while an overly bright, saturated blue can sometimes edge toward looking more costume-like or overly bold depending on the specific shade and how it's styled. This combination also works wonderfully as a base for adding a single additional accent color through accessories. A coral or soft pink accessory added to a blue and white outfit creates a lovely, subtle pop of additional interest without overwhelming the clean, crisp foundation the blue and white pairing establishes. Combination 3, soft green and warm white, the unexpected fresh pairing. Here's a combination that surprises a lot of women simply because they've never considered wearing green as a primary wardrobe color at all. A soft sage or muted green paired with a warm, ivory-toned white rather than a stark, cool white. This pairing carries genuinely fresh, natural energy, evoking the feeling of new spring growth, and it happens to be remarkably flattering across an extremely wide range of skin tones. Since sage and muted green sit in that gentle, earthy family of colors that rarely clashes dramatically with any particular undertone. The reason so many women overlook green entirely often comes down to unfamiliarity rather than any actual lack of flattery. We simply don't reach for it out of habit, having spent decades primarily in blacks, grays, navies, and browns. A soft sage cardigan or blouse paired with warm ivory trousers creates an outfit that feels distinctly fresh and current, largely because it's a color combination so rarely seen in typical daily wardrobes, which makes it read as intentional and stylish, rather than simply unusual. Okay, quick pause here because I want to know which of these first 3 combinations feels most exciting to try: cream and camel, blue and white, or sage and ivory. Drop the number in the comments 1, 2, or 3. And if you already own pieces that could create one of these combinations right now, let me know that too. I love hearing when a trick like this turns out to be something already sitting quietly in your closet. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a wonderful time, because we cover genuinely practical style advice exactly like this every single week. Real information that helps you get more out of the wardrobe you already have, rather than constantly needing to shop for new pieces. After subscribing, go ahead and tap that like button too. It truly helps this video reach more women who might be stuck in the exact same color rut we're helping solve today. Alright, let's keep going because combination number 4 introduces something a little bolder. Combination 4. Burgundy and blush, the unexpected warm contrast. Here's a combination that feels genuinely rich and sophisticated, while still carrying a soft, youthful energy. Deep burgundy paired with a soft, dusty blush pink. This pairing works because it combines a deeper, richer tone with a much lighter, softer one, creating gentle contrast that draws the eye without feeling harsh or overly bold. Burgundy specifically tends to be a wonderfully flattering deep tone for a wide range of skin undertones, often more universally flattering than true black, while still providing that same grounding, sophisticated depth in an outfit. Pairing it with blush rather than a stark white or gray softens the overall combination considerably, adding a gentle, rosy warmth that complements most complexions beautifully, particularly reflecting a soft glow back toward the face when worn as a scarf, blouse, or other piece near the neckline. This combination works beautifully for cooler months especially. A burgundy sweater with soft blush trousers, or reversed, a blush blouse under a burgundy cardigan, both creating the same flattering warm contrast regardless of which piece carries which color. Combination 5. The surprising pairing, charcoal and coral. And here's the one I promised you at the very beginning, the combination most women assume won't work on them, when it's actually remarkably universally flattering: charcoal gray paired with coral. Many women avoid brighter colors like coral entirely as they get older, assuming brighter tones only suit younger skin or read as trying too hard. But this specific pairing proves that assumption wrong in a genuinely lovely way. Here's why this combination works so beautifully. Charcoal gray is a deep, grounding neutral that provides a sophisticated, quiet base, allowing the coral to genuinely shine as a focused pop of color, rather than competing with another bright or busy element in the outfit. This kind of intentional, controlled contrast, one grounding neutral paired with one confident pop of brighter color, reads as genuinely stylish and current precisely because it shows deliberate, considered color choice rather than either avoiding color entirely or overwhelming an outfit with too much brightness at once. Coral specifically tends to be remarkably universally flattering, since it sits between pink and orange on the color wheel, meaning it carries both cool and warm undertones simultaneously, allowing it to complement an unusually wide range of skin tones compared to more purely warm or purely cool bright colors. A charcoal cardigan over a coral blouse, or a coral scarf added to a simple charcoal dress. Both demonstrate this pairing beautifully, and both prove that a small, confident pop of brighter color can genuinely transform how youthful and current an otherwise neutral outfit reads. Alright, quick pause again because I have a feeling combination 5 just changed a few minds about brighter colors. If you've been avoiding coral or other brighter tones out of the assumption they wouldn't work for you anymore, drop a comment saying didn't know that. I promise you're far from alone. This is genuinely one of the most common color misconceptions I hear about constantly from this community. And if this video is giving you real value, please take a moment to subscribe if you haven't already. This channel exists specifically to challenge these exact kinds of outdated assumptions every single week, with real practical alternatives you can actually use. Like this video too. It genuinely helps more women discover these fresher color combinations. Okay, let's finish this list with the final 2 combinations. Combination 6. Olive and mustard, the rich earth tone pairing. This next combination carries a genuinely rich, autumnal energy that photographs beautifully and feels distinctly current. Deep olive green paired with a soft, muted mustard yellow. Both colors sit within the same warm, earthy family, which means they naturally harmonize together, while still providing enough tonal variation to create visual interest, rather than blending into one flat, monochromatic block. This particular combination works beautifully for women who feel most comfortable in deeper, richer tones rather than pastels or brights, since both olive and muted mustard carry that same grounded, sophisticated quality that deeper colors provide, while still feeling genuinely fresh and current rather than heavy or dated. The key here, similar to our earlier green combination, is choosing muted, slightly dusty versions of both colors rather than overly bright or saturated versions, a deep muted olive rather than a bright Kelly green, and a soft muted mustard rather than a bright saturated yellow. This pairing works wonderfully for autumn and winter specifically. A mustard sweater under an olive jacket, or an olive scarf added to a simple mustard dress, both creating that same rich, earthy sophistication that feels distinctly seasonal and current. Combination 7. Lavender and gray, the soft modern pairing. And finally, a combination that feels genuinely modern and soft simultaneously. A gentle lavender paired with a cool, soft gray. This pairing carries a quiet, understated elegance, since both colors sit relatively close together in terms of overall brightness and saturation, creating a soft, harmonious combination rather than a bold, high-contrast one. Lavender specifically tends to be a wonderfully flattering soft color for many skin tones, carrying a gentle, cool undertone that complements silver or gray hair particularly beautifully, creating a cohesive, intentional color story from hair to outfit that reads as genuinely put together and considered. Pairing it with gray rather than white or black keeps the entire combination soft and gentle throughout, rather than introducing any harsher contrast that might compete with lavender's inherently soft, quiet quality. This combination works beautifully for nearly any occasion. A soft lavender blouse under a gray cardigan for daytime, or a lavender scarf added to a simple gray dress for something slightly dressier, both demonstrating how this quiet, elegant pairing can be styled up or down depending on the specific occasion you're dressing for. So there you have it, 7 specific color combinations: cream and camel, blue and white, sage and ivory, burgundy and blush, charcoal and coral, olive and mustard, and lavender and gray, every single one of them working to create a fresher, more current, genuinely youthful energy using pieces you likely already own or could easily incorporate without an entirely new wardrobe. The real secret was never about following trends or buying constantly new pieces. It was about understanding how color relationships work together, rather than defaulting to the same safe, familiar pairing out of pure habit. If this video helped you see your own closet a little differently today, that's exactly why we make videos like this every single week. So here's what I'm asking. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new video the moment it goes live. After that, give this video a thumbs up if you're trying one of these 7 combinations this week, and drop a comment telling me which one you're most excited to try. Share this with a friend who's been stuck in the exact same color rut too. She'll genuinely thank you for it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video.